Good morning. Good morning. This morning's going to be short. Well, let's hope. Let's see. Actually, let's do this. So, we have a new model today and we want to test it out, but I have a position open. So, I'm going to close this position, take this loss. Actually, I'm going to just close out all my position. Let's see. SanDisk. Hmm. Yeah, we're going to close out my SanDisk position. Let's just close this out real quick. And we're going to open up. So now we have a couple of dollars. Let's see, how much do we have? We have about $50. Perfect. We are going to take a look at our new model. So we have this new model here that is designed to be a bit more accurate in terms of price direction. There goes my little loss I just took. Let's see if this is. So we're testing it out today. And we'll see. Okay. Lock in some gains here. Let's close this out. Take that. Let's see what else we got here. Let's try Nibius. Let's see. It says Nibius up. Come on. Sometimes it takes a second to synchronize your balance on closing, which I don't 100% understand. And that's an issue I need to figure out. Do you have to close the app and then reopen it? Okay. Today should be a nice day. Looks like everything's heading pointing up. I opened up an S&P position last night with the $100 when I was testing some of these signals. So we'll see how things are looking. Got a couple of green shoots. Let's go to active. Just keep an eye on this. So we have a new signal. I'll actually walk you through how to enable it if you want to try it out. So inside of our settings over here, we have a new item in the settings list called signals. And we have a 1.0 version and a 2.0 version. So they're both running in the data center, super close to Hyperliquid. If we switch to 1.0, you can see that now 1.0 shows us a lot of watching, right? It doesn't really tell us if anything is going in a specific direction. But if I go back and I switch to, oops, not notifications, these are coming soon. If I switch to 2.0, you'll see that it actually gives me some directionality. So we have some direction attached to our signal. Now, this is going up, it just updated. So it went from up to flat. So we flat, but we're going to hold this position and now everything is flipped. So now our signal is showing everything's dropping. Oh wait, let me see if the stream is even running. Give me a second. I might be here talking to myself. 1 second, chat. Oh yeah, stream is running. Perfect. Cool. Okay. So we've got, we're on watch for Nebius. Micron is still green, so we could have been holding this, but we only have $14 left to trade. So let's actually, we're gonna hop out of Nebius here, and we're gonna hop back into Micron. So there's a lot of chop going on right now, and this is, I'm just doing some testing. Yeah, this is a problem. Okay. Let me see what the error is. Oh, now it works. We need to fix the reconnecting balancing problem after we close a position. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little feature to fix this balancing problem. Let's see if we can get up to our 180 that we were at before. So that would be, we'd have to make about $5 on this position. And we're just going to follow this signal and we're going to see how it does. What I want, if you're trying the signals today, I put it into a separate section like I mentioned. And I want, if you test it out, just test it with low amounts and I can airdrop you like 10 to 15, or sorry, 10 to $25 if you want to test them out. But we just want to see how well these new signals perform against the existing signals. So obviously we're looking for feedback in terms of the performance of these, but yeah, if we can just get some solid feedback in terms of how these are performing, it would be super helpful, because we really just want to see if this new signal model is a better model compared to the old signal model. So like I said, if we look here, we'll see crypto looks like it's dropping, right? So, you know, this is going to be the test. If we look up later today and we see somebody, you know, Unusual Whales or somebody post a picture where everything is red, we'll know that these signals were accurate right now. So let's go take a look at, let's go flip over to the original signals. So if we go to 1.0 model, you look here, we see everything is yellow, right? We're just watching. The only signal that we have clear is AMD green, right? So this would be something we could buy. But if we compare that to the 2.0 signals, it also says AMD green, but it also has everything else dropping. Now, I haven't looked at the actual chart, so I'm going to do that real quick and see if the actual chart is red. So we're going to go to, and we're going to take a look at Bitcoin. Red candle. ETH. Red candle. Look at that. This is actually pretty good. A lot of these crypto things are big red candles. Solana, red candle. Okay, yeah. So this is, I would say this is more accurate than the earlier version because we have red candles all over the place on all of these assets. So we are seeing red in the market. At least in the crypto market, I'll say. But yeah, we're going to spend a bit of time. We want to test out this V2 to see how it does. And then we will, you know, once we get this V2 thing situated, we'll let this bake in for a little bit. We'll test it out throughout the rest of the week. I'll probably open up some positions with the V2 model later this week. And again, if you want to test it, it's in under signals and it's the light model. So that's what shows us the up and down. And you can actually see here, this is how the lights work. Put a little explainer in here. So up means the prices just moved up. Down means the prices has just moved down. And watch means that it's ranging. So it's going up and down. We have no clear direction. And again, these are descriptive. They're not predictive. And we're testing these. So this is a quick example. So let's go back to our positions. We've got Micron here. One thing I noticed is in that analytics, I saw one trader who's basically just been trading the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100, and he's been printing. It's like easy mode for him. I think he's probably 7x his money at this point. So I'm trying that right now. So I'm in S&P, which, like I said, I opened last night, and it's on 20x leverage. It's a $100 position. So I've only made $5, 5%, but not too bad. And from what they've seen, it's been a pretty stable uh, pretty stable gain. Oh, see, now we're flattening out here on Bitcoin. So let me see. If I look at the Bitcoin chart, yep, Bitcoin's coming back up. It's flattening back out. Amazing. So it's back in the range. Yep, everything's flattening back out. I just saw it on the chart. So everything's flattening back out now. It's amazing how everything follows Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes down, all the rest of the coins, all the majors, all the alts, they all go down. Bitcoin comes back, everything comes back. What I'm going to do, ooh, S&P's doing a nice little number right now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to set a take profit on Micron, and then I'm going to give you all a quick tour of the product. So let's go in here. We're going to click on Micron, take profit, and we're going to take profit with $5. That's all we're looking for right now. And then we're going to, that's set. Oh, interesting. I just noticed something. When I open this menu here, oh no, it's fine. I was just syncing. Okay, I'll give you guys a quick tour of the app and then I'm going to sign off because we're doing a massive test right now for the native mobile app, which should be on its way. And there's actually, before we do the native mobile app, we want to fix, a couple of these little issues here when it comes to the data feed. But once we fix that, we have the next step after that is we're going to implement these alert signals. So we have the light signals, which are, as we mentioned, these that show up like this. We're going to have the alert signals coming up next, and the alert signals are going to be pop-ups that show up. They're going to give you a, hold on, this is actually a bug here. Let me see something. I noticed this yesterday. Let me take a screenshot of my phone real quick so I can have the robot address this issue. It's a small little visual issue here. Let me close this. And let me open up a new terminal. Sorry, chat. I should be ready. I should be prepared and not programming, but I need the code. Oh, my Fable credits just got reset. Second, get the account. All right. Okay. We're good to go. All right. Yeah, that little this so what's happening what I'm looking at is you see in the top right when I go into this section here, you see how my balance just dropped to 157. Then when I leave it goes back up to 176. It needs to not drop when we're in this modal view. So now it's fine. Oh no. It's almost closed everything. Let's see. See, it does, sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. I noticed it doesn't when you're inside the profile. So if I click here, you see how it just dropped? I gotta fix that because this should just be accurate and up to date. Looks like we're finally getting some green shoots. Crypto's ranging. Yeah, I like this way better. This is a lot better in terms of giving you opportunities with some trailing indicators to show you what's moving. NVIDIA, not seeing anything crazy here, but there's some movement. Okay, let me go back to what we were explaining. So this product is called BlockSwap, and this is the easiest way to trade. I'll switch back to Micron. Now, BlockSwap has only 5 buttons. Well, it actually has 6 buttons on the home screen. The top left, top right, middle left, middle right, bottom left, bottom right. So we'll go in order from top left to bottom right. Top left, we've got our settings for all of the assets that you can trade. So you can see we have a list of a ton of assets. We've got crypto, commodities, stocks, and indices. And it's all of the big names, all of the things that people will agree on with respect to consensus. You know, these are all multi-billion-dollar companies doing hundreds of millions of dollars of volume, or multi-billion-dollar tokens doing hundreds of millions of dollars of volume a day. And in the case of Hyperliquid, we only list assets that do over $1 million of volume a day consistently. So you're not going to get any low cap prediction markets, low cap opinion markets, low cap outcome markets here. So the idea is that we want to trade consensus theme narratives, big ideas, big things that everybody can agree on and directionally trade on. Now we have these 3 tabs here, open. So these are our current open positions. And then we have active. Now these are all of the active positions that are available to trade. So you can see we've got some with green arrows aiming up, which means that they have historically been on an uptrend. And this is within the last couple of minutes, 15 minutes. We've got some with red arrows down, which means that they've historically been in a downtrend, last 15 minutes. So this is for a scalp trader who's going to take a bunch of short-term positions, get in and out within the 30-minute trading window that we're in right now, not somebody who's looking to make a long-term, 5-year investment on Microsoft. Now, on the top right, we've got our profile. So this is my profile here. We've got my wallet here. So this is all self-custodied. Once you log in, you'll have either a wallet address or a username. And we've got my accounts. So you can see my balance across all of my accounts that are supported. Now, this is the regular Ethereum wallet, so this could theoretically work on every blockchain that Ethereum supports, as well as every blockchain that's a Solana derivative as well. But right now, we're only looking at Base, Hyperliquid EVM, and Solana. If there's another chain that you're looking at in terms of support that we need, let me know. But right now, you can bridge in from any chain. So if you want to get money into BlockSwap, you click deposit. These are all of our on-ramp options. The easiest is like Cash App or Apple Pay, but you can also send crypto. And what this does is this lets you send this token from any network. So for example, let's say you have Bitcoin and you want to hop on, you can click this Bitcoin link. This will generate an address for you to send USD or send Bitcoin to this address, and it will show up directly in your Hyperliquid wallet. So we're using Relay for that. Super simple, super easy process to on-ramp. And it'll show up in this top wallet here. We also have a history of trades, so you can see all the mistakes I've been making over the last day or two. And you see my Micron position and my Nibius position that I closed out this morning. We also are running a contest, and this is actually getting kind of exciting. So we're running a contest right now where we're on our way to $250,000 of builder fees. Now, at the current rate, we will get there in 100 days, which is about 3 months. But we're actually accelerating in terms of users, trading, and trade activity. So the number 1 trader is probably not going to be me, because this person who's behind me at number 2 is coming up quickly. But the number 1 trader will get $50,000, and then there's a tiered system which you can look at. If you go to see the rules, it'll take you to our website and you can see all the rules and all the requirements for you to win. But the idea behind this is that we want the top traders to get rewarded and be able to have even more ammo and more firepower to trade even more on our platform and make it even better. So as people are trading right now and they're learning the system, we're obviously airdropping certain people that are trading in the chat for their help and for issues that they're finding with the application as we're debugging and testing. But you can see that we have, I think, are we at 100 yet? No, we have 98 people on the platform. So we're on our way, and we should cross the 1% mark in 3 days. So in 3 days, we'll be over 1% of our way to the final goal. But like I said, our trading volume is accelerating day by day. We also have a way to test in paper trading mode. So let's say you want to hand this to your friend. You don't want to actually use real money. You can turn on paper trading mode, and then this lets you size up to whatever your portfolio is. So I have $10,000 there, so I'm just going to say max, use all 10,000, and then I can open up a long on Micron and see how this would play out, right? So if I did that and I click close, that's an immediate $37, right? But this is with a $10,000 position on 10x leverage. So that's $100,000 of value that I'm trading on Micron when I'm opening up that position. So it's a very interesting way to just try the application out or have somebody demo it. I use this all the time when I'm demoing it to other people in the community. We also have this thing which I was showing you earlier, which are the signals. So we have two types of signals. We are going to be releasing the alert signals probably later this week. If everything works out well, we'll probably do it on Thursday or Friday. But the light signals are what you've seen. So they're the arrows that point up, down, or watch. And what those are for is they tell you the recent history of trending direction. So you can trade short term. You know, we're talking about a few minutes, maybe up to 30 minutes or 40 minutes in a trading session, but they're really for short term momentum. So if you're saying, hey, which way is this asset trending? This is how we surface that. And again, we have an algorithm and an AI that's building these algorithms and then deploying them at a data center that's near the Hyperliquid servers, so we get the fastest, most up-to-date times for you. And I'm going to put an alert how it works on this as well, which will give you a demo for that as well. Then we have notifications. This is feedback from one person that we've been talking to, and we want to just basically give you a way to see all types of notifications, whether they're push or in-app notifications. And so we're still cleaning this up, but this should tell you like price alerts, momentum trades, positions closed. This is not entirely hooked up yet as you toggle these, but the top two things work. So if you have this installed as a PWA, you'll get the push notifications, and then the trade alerts we're working on. And actually, these trade alerts should be removed because the trade alerts will be in the signals section. We've got sound and haptics. So these are the sound effects that you hear in the background, you know, the payout sounds, and then we also have subtle haptic engagement on the application. Oh, you know what I should do? I just thought of something. Chat. I'm going to put a link to the token in here because we have a token that gives you discounts on trading that I can have a link for you to buy from here. And then we also have a, what's it called? We're also going to allow you to use your token for discounts on the alert signals, because the alert signals are actually going to be a subscription because we have to run a bit of a beefier server to do the alert trading signals. So we're going to put those on a subscription plan. And the token, if you burn 1 million of the token, that'll also give you a discount on that when that releases. So I should put that in here. I'm going to add that in here. Let's see. So the next thing is, where are we at here? How to. Yep, how to just pops up a simple how to. Trades with your thumb. Up is up, down is down. And we'll get to that in a second. We also have some languages, so you can change this into the language of your choice. And then we support hyperlinks. So these are the hyperlinks to our blog, our documentation, and then all of our social media. And then at the end, we've got this advanced section. Remember, this is a self-custody wallet, so you are in full control of your private keys. BlockSwap and our app does not hold anything on your behalf. So If money is in your wallet, it is in your wallet. We don't actually custody anything. We are just a trading interface. And at the bottom, you can log out. Now, let's go back onto live mode, and we're going to take a look at the positions tab. So this is the middle left here. So you can see the positions that we have open. You can see the positions that we're winning in or earning money in, and you can see the positions that we're losing in, which are not any today. But if you go back any few days of the streams, you'll definitely see us losing money. And we also allow you to adjust the size of your position. We allow you to adjust the leverage on your position. So this is based on the specific asset. They all have different leverage constraints. And we also allow you to adjust the the stop loss. So this is how much the maximum amount of money you're willing to lose. And this is a stop market order. So it will, once it hits that price, it will just exit. And then we also allow you to set a take profit. And this is a take limit. So what happens is once it gets over your profit price, it will start to sell and sell and sell until you get to all of your assets are sold out. Now, what that does is you usually end up with a little bit more than whatever your take profit is. So this is a take limit. And if the price is going up very quickly, you'll end up with quite a bit more. So this is a take limit you can set. And then you can obviously go look at your positions, and you've seen me navigate through these. You can dive into the details and see the real-time details of your position, right? So this is a $100 position, 20x leverage. So it's effectively $2,000 that I'm trading. And you can see my margin and the rest of the notional value in here. And you can see where I am in relation to my entry point there. Let's see what else. Oh, so on the right-hand side, you can see we're up $2 or we're up 18%. So this is a $50 position. And so because of the ratio of what we deposited to open this, wait, that seems high. 18%, is this correct? $2.50. Wait, is this? Let me see something. Let me take a look at this position real quick. We're on Micron. Oh, it's a $14 position. That's funny. So yeah, we are up 18%. We only opened up $14. Wow. So yeah, this is a W right here. I'm gonna close this out. Yeah, so we're missing a little bit of our margin that we're allowed to trade with. So I need to take a look at that, because it looks like even though we have a unified account, let me toggle this on and off. It seems like some of our assets are not tradable. So, oh, it won't let me toggle it because I have an order open. Yeah, that makes sense. So I need to go in and adjust this because it seems like it's another little issue, and I'm going to fix that as well. So let me write that down. So our unified account is missing some trading margin. Yeah, I'll fix this in a second. Wow, that was crazy. So we only put in $14 and we made $3. That was a 20%, almost 20% gain right there. And there's our alert for it. Let's see. So that's that percentage gain. And then at the bottom, you see we've got the standard up and down positions. One thing that we also support here, if we go look at our S&P 500 position, you'll see a lock button in the bottom. So if you're going long or up, the lock button's in the bottom left. If you're going short or down, the lock button's in the bottom right. And what lock does is it locks in your gains. So the idea is that if you don't want to go below a certain limit, it will set a stop loss in profit so that you will not take less than that. Now, one of the things is that when the lock does set, it is a stop limit order. So the price can move very quickly below your stop or below your lock, and it's not guaranteed to pay you what that lock is. But there is a way to, and there's really no way to mitigate it, because if the price is moving so fast against you, you'll just blow through the lock. But the idea is to have this working when you are on a really quick run up. So sometimes you'll see the price just shooting straight up. Like basically you won't even see this green below. It'll just be jumping, jumping, jumping. And when you see that, that's when you can hit the lock button just to capture in some of those euphoric gains, because you might see a wick down and you can capture in some of those gains. Again, we can talk about, there's two different ways to implement this. You can either implement it as like a start selling before we go down, or you can just say, hey, once we cross this, then just start selling. And that's kind of how it works once it crosses in the opposite direction. And so that's pretty much it for today. Don't have anything really else to share. I think that's it. There's a couple of little issues that we found, but nothing too crazy, nothing too egregious. Obviously want to fix that reconnecting issue so that you can open up positions back to back sequentially, which I think I've actually fixed. So while we do that, I'm going to go back to coding and fixing some of these bugs. And if you have any questions, you should definitely join the BlockSwap Telegram channel. It is t.me/BlockSwap. So that's BLOXWAP. There's no S in it. And that's it. You can follow me on X. I'll be live streaming every day. We are going to